No, that's business.
Or is it just business?
I think it's just business because I don't believe individuals
Right, they don't measure what you have in your home. or anything.
for individuals, just for business.
No, but I'm curious about cars. Where's the tax on your license plate? Where's that go?
That's excise tax, isn't it?
Right.
No, excise tax is not included on.
Okay.
property.
Right,
Do we get any excise tax?
Very
we do.
little.
Very
Okay.
little bit, yes, we do.
Okay.
It's called seeded. We should,
Okay, gotcha.
sure do.
Okay, any other questions?
Oh.
Then to have the report.
I'm not sure.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so next was the resolution 01-2025. Resolution.
First resolution of the year.
Dum, da, da, da.
Oh, one.
It's kind of funny.
Oh,
Resolution avoiding purchase orders. You didn't get the money, go away.
Yeah, I'll let Lana present this one. This is housekeeping.
Yes, this is
You'll be
housekeeping.
interested.
Yes, I went through with our senior caseworker, Aaron, and realized that we had, purchase orders, as they're called in the system, for landlords that went back to 2019 through the present.
So when someone comes in and applies for assistance, a purchase order is created.
Right.
We send the landlord a voucher, right? They have to send that back in order to get a check.
Yeah,
That was-
fine.
What she's describing,
Yeah.
and there's a list of them,
Yeah.
are people who didn't return the voucher.
Mhm.
So it's an open purchase order in the system that couldn't be closed.
And I did have Aaron go through and verify that there were none that were just not pulled out of our, we keep like a bin of them, and there was like 4 or 5 that were actually paid out,
Mhm.
and the rest of them she researched were not, so we,
The DLGF says that when they're 2 years or more, the ITA told us if it's 2 years older or more, you can just clear it out of your system.
Mhm.
But she wanted to bring it before the board.
Right. Only thing I would add is let's make that an official policy.
Smart.
You know, if they say 2 years, and the final thing would be when we send out that purchase order, because I know I'll get checks that'll say I have a 1 year to cash.
Yeah.
So we also send out with our purchase
Put it on the
orders,
voucher.
a note that says you have
This expires.
whatever.
Yeah, I agree. That would be nice.
yeah, it would, maybe.
That mean they do that on checks.
Yeah,
You got 90 days to cash
Yeah.
the check, or
Right.
it's gonna be 40.
Yeah, no, and that's why sometimes when there's a disparity, when the assistance numbers I give you versus the budget, that's why. In our system, we count the money as spent, but the
Right.
budget will be,
No.
the budget is based on checks actually, right?
And generally, the only one of all the assistants that's maybe slightly off because they don't return, and it is kind of minimal, are the rent vouchers. Because all the utilities are paid monthly, we redeem all those in, so all those that you see from the one assistance numbers get carried over to what's paid out, and the same with food and non-food.
Yeah.
And if there was any clothing every once in a while, like we've only done a few of those.
These tend to be all landlord.
right.
And there's no trend, as you can see, South Bend Heritage is on here. They get a lot of dough from us.
There's a multitude of reasons I feel like
Yeah.
that there's a reason why you don't get them back, these.
Yeah, well, and sometimes it may be something as simple as a landlord died.
Landlord
They
died.
lost it.
Right.
It got lost in the mail and they just assumed that the person really never got aid, you know what I mean? And instead of calling and saying, hey, I didn't get this.
Well, they're just not very organized.
They're not very
Right.
organized. They maybe have booted the person out in the meantime. I mean, it's speculation,
Yeah.
but it does happen.
Yeah, that does happen
So,
for another reason.
okay.
But that's the reason for the resolution. So, and I think by adopting this would become the policy then, Cheryl.
Okay, so somebody make a motion, because I forgot here it is, the resolution. I move that resolution 01-2025 be accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay, now, for the next meeting, can we formally have a resolution that says you got so long to get that check cashed?
Great idea.
So I think we should have that official.
to me.
I've got something for new business.
All right, not there yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, LaCasa's 2025 community service agreement. So this, I believe, is just extending the agreement from last year. Were there any changes?
Yeah, slightly. Thank you for asking. So we, kind of building the ship as we as we roll, right? Met with, CASA to see how the relationship's going, the partnership's going extraordinarily well, in every facet.
Lana, are there tissues somewhere?
We do have one, we struggle.
Can I get a bottle of water from you?
Man, they just got you running around.
Oh, you're up. So basically, sorry, I'm making sure I know Cheryl's invested.
Thank you.
So basically, yes, it's going very well. They're operating on this is actually their busiest time. They find January through February, March, April to be their busiest time. So, instead of providing upfront payment, we are going to switch to quarterly payments.
Okay.
And that was a suggestion from like a best practices we
Uh-huh.
got when we were downstate. That it's better to do that because if you recall, they're kind of providing a quarterly report to us on what they're up to so that we're able to provide oversight. So our plan would be to bring their report to the board every quarter and just say, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to release the next payment to them. It wouldn't really require board action, but we thought it'd be a nice oversight step.
Right.
It would show oversight that we're reviewing that quarterly and then
Yeah.
releasing the next check.
Mhm.
So that is one change that has been made to this agreement. And the second one is we've asked to increase it from 20,000 to 25,000.
I saw that.
Mhm.
Okay, so the 25,000 is over the course of the year and that's divided into 4 payments.
Yeah, I think we would try to do like 10,000 upfront and then 5
Mhm.
quarter payment.
Okay, makes sense.
Since it's their busiest time right now.
Mhm.
That's our proposal.
Okay.
So, did they give us the report for last year yet?
We haven't gotten the annual completely yet, but they were providing us reports as we requested them yet. So she's finishing the final annual report that they're gonna send over to us.
Okay.
We're kind of joshing around there on the data that we need to collect versus what they feel like their folks are comfortable providing.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I don't have any issues with it. I think it was a good program.
So don't we have to approve it?
I think so, yeah, I think
That
so.
is the idea. So I will go ahead and motion to approve the community services agreement between Portage Township and the Portage Township.
Mine is a yes.
And all in favor, yes?
Aye.
So unanimous.
Gracias.
All right, what did you have for new business?
Well, I have two things. One is, I was on the way driving over here, and I thought with this whole issue of people being shipped back to wherever they came from, I think we ought to meet, I think we ought to meet with CASA or talk to some other people and discuss and figure out, what are we gonna do? Because you're gonna have the issue that I'm not here legally, but my kids are here legally. Okay. Or my spouse or my significant other is here legally. And we're gonna see people suddenly with issues that they may need types of financial help. And so,
Are we banned from doing assistance to families that have someone that's undocumented in their home?
No, if there is a documented citizen making the application for assistance, that's fine. There can be undocumented people in that.
So the reason we had issues with it though,
So I can't count them towards the household size.
right, the issue with it though is we couldn't,
If a family of 4 comes in and the one adult is a documented citizen and the other 3 are not,
but they're not.
that
gonna
would
share
count
their
as an applicant. They
information.
could not, it would count as a 1-person household
okay,
Oh,
because we collect information on everyone in the household.
right.
right, and from what I recall, the issue though was they wouldn't share their information, so they can't get assistance usually.
We have to have social security.
Because of the legal issue.
Right,
We have
and
to
if
have-
you don't have social security
We
numbers,
can't provide you assistance.
anyway,
Okay,
I guess what I'm simply saying is we should be proactive and, maybe meet with Lacasso. I don't know. Some cities actually are having like someone is assigned in a certain department to figure out what's gonna happen when they've got this, summer in, summer out. So I just think we should be,
we should have some conversations and see what we can actually be doing, so we have to be very
Right.
careful about
right,
you know, how we approach that.
Right, but
No, I
we
agree with
need
you.
to
There's probably
approach
plenty
it.
we can do. I mean, and I think we got a great start with the agreement here, that's the conversation we can
Right.
continue to have with La Casa.
But we can also find out, is the city of South Bend, like some cities I've been reading about and hearing about on the news, some cities are already starting to say, how are we going to handle? You know, give you an example. I remember when they did this massive raid at, I can't think of the name of the place, but it was on Logan Street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you remember?
That place is called, it was a factory.
Yeah, and it's got
Yeah.
fiberglass. That's why I
Yeah,
remember they
yeah,
do
yeah.
fiberglass.
It's on the
And it
corner.
was the biggest mess
It was on the corner of
because
Logan.
they waited for people to come out and get kindergartners and nobody came out.
Mm.
Right.
Okay, because the parent had been picked up by ICE. Okay,
Sure.
now I know the school system, okay, tried to work with ICE to say, you know, can we know, you know, once you make that raid, can we know right away so we can figure out what we're gonna do with these kids getting off the bus?
Yeah.
Kids
And
who
nobody-
are American citizens in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember that.
Yeah, but
No
the
matter
problem
what Trump
was,
wants to claim.
okay, the problem turned out to be there was no one to
Right.
receive the kids.
Right. So they were basically, their parents were taken and they had nobody to take.
So, you know, the bus drivers were calling in saying, no one's at this house. They're always here. What am I supposed to do? So I'm just saying that it ended up that neighbors had to take the kids who were no relationship. All I'm saying is, let's say I'm the neighbor and I come and say, now I have my neighbor's kids because she was picked up by ICE. Now, can that neighbor is not legally that guardian. So can they come up and say, help me out? You know, I got these two neighbors' kids and I'm trying to work out how I'm going to get documentation. I just think we ought to be prepared.
Yeah.
So we need, I mean, this is a very sensitive topic. We need to maybe talk with some of the groups, but
Well,
I don't know.
here's what I think we should do is meet with the city, meet with social service agencies. And maybe we're the one that says to these other people, you need to think about this, because some of these people, kids or other adults, are US citizens. So
Does real services have anything to do with?
No,
not really.
not that I've seen.
No, no. I mean, only if they're like qualified for one of their programs.
Sure.
So that's all I'm asking is, because I don't think nobody thought about this in the city.
Only a day in, so.
Huh?
I said we're only a day in, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, to be honest, it might be good for us to take a solid policy that birthright citizenship is in the Constitution and nobody can take that away.
Well, the board could prepare such a resolution.
Right. Now you understand where I'm coming from.
Oh, no, I understand completely. It's just, this is something that we need to be careful about and we need to talk with those organizations
Right.
probably elsewhere before we really have a public.
That's all I'm saying is, unlike other cities, okay, who have started thinking about this, I could be wrong, but I haven't heard where the city of South Bend is thinking about this.
You know, I'll reach out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, you said you had the
And I had one other one. I got to thinking, I think we should do school uniforms. It's what, $40 a month? That buys basically maybe 2 uniforms. I'd like to see us do what we did with the coats at the beginning of the school year. And we decide how much we're going to spend on uniforms. And then in July and everything, we do like we did at Post, you know, and you'll get.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we talked about that.
Rock gives them away. We didn't, you mean like a big distribution?
Like we did, just identical to whatever we did to the winter coats.
So
Yeah.
they come and they get their voucher, they come and they buy.
No, I mean, well, the Croc, I mean, we partner with the Croc and they do the distributing.
But I don't like the way they do it at the Croc. Because you get one uniform And I have friends who are teachers, and they would say the uniform by Wednesday is filthy. They give you one thing at the crop. That doesn't help families really.
No, we would need to find out a part, like, so. I think you want to avoid everybody having to apply for assistance.
I want to do it like we did the coats, however we did the coats.
Oh, the coats, I see.
Yeah, the winter coats we did. I want to do it identical to that.
Then, yeah, they have to apply. Those folks had to apply. But we could look at how that would work, but it would be limited then to like 100. Is how many, like, what would you want to spend on each kid?
Well, I think you should
We do 10
do,
grand. I mean,
okay, I think you should do 3 shirts, particularly shirts. Those are the ones that get really dirty. Okay?
And you want to do this in January?
No,
July.
in July, before school starts.
Okay.
And it's probably cheaper to do like we did the coats than to do like they do in the townships in the Indianapolis area. They actually have some company they work through, and the parent has a voucher number and orders from there. But I'm thinking those items are probably more expensive.
I wonder if then it's just a matter of, for the month of July, these are the guidelines. This is the school uniform. You can come in and apply for school uniform assistance.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
they get the Meyer voucher. That's only good for
For
school
school
uniforms.
uniforms,
That's
right.
probably the best way to go about it.
I mean, I don't know, but I just,
Versus a one-day event for what she's
Right.
talking about
Mhm.
over the course of a month, then people could come in and apply and then get a voucher and then shop at their leisure, but it would be an increased amount for that purpose.
Right.
All right, we'll noodle that.
because
That's
y'all
how I
look
would look.
into that, because the $40 we do for clothing or 30 or whatever it is, that's barely gonna buy, particularly for high school, or I think high schools have eliminated uniforms now. But even junior high kids, or there's some high, elementary school kids who wear adult sizes.
We have extras, by the way, here, if anybody needs one, that are the bigger sizes, just so you know.
Okay.
Do you know any kids, by the way, right now?
Okay,
Croc gave them to us.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
put that together.
Yeah.
Good goal for July. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That'd be easy enough to do.
Mhm.
I think that's how we do it, though. They would come in and apply, and then they get a voucher. It's a special voucher.
right, however
We
you
go and
wanna
work
do
with,
it.
Like Meyer or whatever, to make sure that they have.
Yep. Enough.
The, whatever.
Yes,
the-
yes,
the
yes.
pieces are they have, because Meyer was really good to work with, not that we can't work with anybody.
Right.
Then we don't have to put them out to it. We'll just see what happens.
Right,
Mhm. Yeah.
And they might even contribute a little as well.
yeah, and we just need to let Myers know to have more uniforms.
So actually, what we'd want to do is find out when they're gonna get them. That's what we do with the coats.
Right,
We pick the day based on when Meyer tells us they're gonna have coats on hand,
right,
because they don't get them until mid-October, so.
right.
we
Same
would-
thing about
we would
the
start there.
uniform. And darling, I'm saying, you know,
That's a good idea.
try to do at least 3 shirts and 3 pants, because the pants to wash by hand, and because they take almost a day to 2 to dry.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
That was all I had to say.
Smart thinking.
Mama give me a clothesline for the summertime. Just hang my clothes.
I grew up with a clothesline.
Me too, but I'm really not gonna do that. I'm just joking.
Huh.
Uh-uh.
You're not really gonna get one?
No, what? No,
All right,
I run through my backyard. I will clothesline myself.
Yeah.
old business.
There are some places that don't allow clotheslines.
Really?
Where I live,
Really?
we don't allow clotheslines.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cause for the same reason I be running around my backyard. That's why they
Get
like,
clotheslines.
no.
Yep, we don't allow clotheslines.
Old days, that's old school.
All right,
Well, yeah, bro.
old business though. Portage Township 2025 assistance guidelines. I didn't see anything that I felt needed updating at this point. Did anyone else have a look through?
Yeah, I did. I checked all this out before.
Okay. Anyone want a motion to approve it?
I'm motion to approve. 2025,
Second.
yeah, like.
All right, all in favor of approving the 2025 Township Assistance Guidelines?
All right.
Aye.
Of course, I didn't print off the signature page.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Jason. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll work on it. I can't do it from here, so next board meeting. I'll come back on it.
Trustees report.
Well, maybe I'll bring it. All right. Okay, we got our final year budget here, which,
Wait, what's
Um,
up tomorrow?
oh,
Oh,
okay, you can't make it.
Hold on.
Raphael's gonna come in.
Cheryl, you going tomorrow
Yeah,
night?
Cheryl's coming. Okay.
Cheryl's coming?
Yeah, Cheryl's coming.
Uh-oh.
You just remind me of the time.
Put your best dress on, left time.
Yes.
Get all
Um,
boxed up.
I'll be in the same dress over and over whenever I go to these things.
so, I don't know, the other thing didn't print out, in the packets, but I can send it out or bring it up on the screen. So, you have your final budget here. Happy to answer any questions you have about that, or, you have for Lana. I sent over the final, assistance numbers. Unfortunately, the two items under other, we're going to have to table till February. Connor and Jamie were going to be doing these presentations, and they're obviously not here today, so, they asked to table the presentation till next month, so. It's gonna be even better with 4 more weeks of preparation, I'm sure. Facilities update, no update from Jim Masters on the condemnation case of 340 Columbia. Real Services has gotten several grants now to start stocking the, William Street building.
Mm-hmm.
So they came over and they got keys last week, and they are, starting to work on that independently there, so. We don't have an open date or anything like that yet, so as soon as we get that, we'll let you know.
Are they doing any kind of remodeling or renovation over there?
We did,
Okay.
but they're not, our building, so there's still some tile that has to come in and like be placed on the floor where they ripped out the wall. But that's it really, so once the seniors get in, they've got Cheryl, were you at the ambassadors meeting?
Say it again.
The ambassadors meeting? Were you
No,
at their
when was
ambassadors
it?
meeting?
No, I never got a notice.
Yeah, I'll say something.
And I emailed him, told him I'd do that.
Yeah, no, you were her number one. They had like 19 people, she said, show up. It's like huge, like she said, crazy. She said she's never had that many come up, even some men. What she said was interesting.
Which was good.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said a variety of ages, she said a variety of ethnicities, so she was super pumped. So the idea is those are the folks that are gonna come in and design and decorate and what do they want it to look like.
Right.
So,
And I need to talk to her because when yesterday at Martin Luther King Day, there were a couple of people that were interested in possibly doing some program there. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I've gotten those emails as well, so yeah, just forward them on to them, and
Yeah.
So that's going well. Fire territory, I don't really have any major updates.
Do we have a meeting scheduled?
No, we need to now. Bobby Kay, the trustee's out of town, so once he gets back, we're gonna just get a meeting on the schedule right away. That is gonna be priority number 1.
Okay.
Overall township numbers, 2024, will be part of Connor's presentation, but I can answer any questions folks have about that. It will like December as expected. It'll be a like January as expected.
With question for the prescription,
Yes.
because I never remember it being that high, but that could be because I tell people go ask for prescriptions here.
$40.90. That's what we did last year on prescriptions. We had one individual come in with heart medication that he needed. So we don't get a lot of people asking for it still, but we keep it in the budget.
Yeah,
Right, but I was just noticing it was 39.
Yeah, we kept it the same in the future next.
Right. Is there any main reason people come in?
For prescription, you mean just generally? Shelter, utility, shelter assistance.
Oh, for prescriptions, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, no, nobody asks for it.
Nobody does, and the reason we had
Okay.
one last year is that gentleman's he works, but his hours got cut, so his insurance got cut.
Yeah, he was in the
And
gap.
Right.
He hadn't had, high blood pressure medicine for a couple of months, and a few other things,
Now,
so.
where do we send people who would probably qualify for HIP?
Sure. You don't have them come in. If they're qualified, they're already on it.
No. If someone comes in, like I have people that I have someone that I work with who's a navigator. So like with my, like people who are criminal record, they're supposed to be signed up already when they come out of prison.
Okay.
But sometimes, for some reason, they're not. And so I have a lady I work with and who signs people up for HIP.
Is it different than Medicaid?
It's expanded Medicaid.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't come up.
Okay, then what I will do is
there
I
somebody
will
we should?
email you because she comes to Oaklawn 2 days a week.
Okay.
And so You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If let's say you buy prescription for someone and they don't have insurance.
Yeah.
You would have her name and the dates that she's there. And then you could say, well, you may qualify for insurance through a program called HIP and send them over there and she handles all the signing up and stuff like that.
yeah, we could use the name. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
There's
and
somebody
because
Jennifer
it's,
Robinson uses.
Huh?
I feel like, do you know Jennifer Robinson, who's the trustee for
German.
German? Thank you.
Mhm.
I feel like she uses somebody for that, and I don't know who it is. It's the same person, but go on.
But I'm just gonna say, because it's at Oak, cause the stupid place is in Granger.
For people in South Bend?
United Health Services.
Really?
Yes, remember, that was one of the
There's not a
places
bus
we
that
talked
goes
about for
up
there.
diabetes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, United Health Services, which does diabetes, I've had people I take there because they need a certain kind of cream because of, what do you call it, radiation.
Oh, okay.
All that is in Granger,
Hmm.
and the bus doesn't go
The
there.
bus does not go to Granger. The farthest it goes is Super Target, I can tell you.
You're right. And this,
I've
yeah,
been told.
so,
Yeah,
Oh,
no, if you could pass along that name, that'd be useful.
yeah, I will email you her, I'll, CC both of you.
Please, yeah, that'd be great.
And see, she would even come over here to meet someone. She just has to meet him in a public place.
Got you.
Cool. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
We've got one of them.
Okay.
That's it, unless there's questions. I didn't know.
No.
Was there any, I didn't really hear you say much on the, budget assistance, any notes?
No, it just that it was a light December, it'll be a light January. Numbers overall were the biggest that we've had, ever. 2,042 approved cases, which is up from 1970, the year before.
The 2,042 for the whole year?
Uh-huh,
Okay.
yeah, approved.
It'll be very interesting when you see it, because these charts are very fascinating. You'll see.
Connor will
Like
have the
different,
demographics
yeah.
and zip codes,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
He's putting together a presentation on that.
Yeah.
Any numbers on unapproved, like, or
Yeah.
complete?
Oh, yep.
Well, if you recall, 25% it used to be, now it's 40% are denied, and the reason for that is our new policy on 48 hours. They don't allow cases to sit there anymore, so
Right.
when folks don't come back and complete their application.
Can we do a little more than 48 hours?
72 is what's required by law. We have to have a decision in 72 hours. We give them more time, like I had
Okay,
emailed.
okay.
A lady emailed me and said, with the holiday, can I have extra time?
Okay, that's fine.
We don't say
People
no,
who
sorry, you're
it's for the people who ghost us.
Okay,
Yeah.
If we don't
that's
give
fine,
them-
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
because I
they-
was
if they
thinking
write
like
or call and
sometimes
say,
in the
"Hey,
winter.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter.
I gotta get that.
My landlord, I
thing
can't
done,
get a hold of
my boss-
them.
Right.
As long as they communicate
Like,
with
okay,
us.
can you
Okay,
get it by
fine.
this time, and then they. bring
Super
it in.
lenient.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine then.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
It's just,
that
we used
stuff,
to
no, we
have
never
30
say.
cases sitting out there
Right,
and, people wouldn't come back for 2 weeks. And then when they would, they'd bring back their
Old
pay
stuff.
stubs from, now 30 days
yeah,
from
that's fine.
that date. And it's like, no, we need them
Yeah.
now.
mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's worked out really nice.
Okay, that's fine. Long as we're not strict with that.
No.
And, cause like I'm thinking like
think
on
communicate
days
with
like
us.
this week
Yeah, no.
and last week.
It's based, no. And if, a lot of times if they reach out to us,
That'd be a dick move, man.
yeah, it's usually the people easier at the ghost us.
Oh, a public meeting. He's like, there's no.
Wu-Tang forever.
Yeah,
Yay. Okay, so tomorrow night.
yes.
All right. So
Alright.
no other business then?
No.
We'll accept a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right.
Thanks, Sammy.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Maybe.
Not a problem. Enjoy. Stay warm out there.
Okay. Get some stew.